Morning, folks. NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear with you. This is your weather before the weather. The date, October 29th, 2015. The time is 10:55 a.m. And it's a lovely day across most of Newfoundland. Not so much in Labrador, but that's all going to change as we head into this afternoon and this evening as an area of low pressure works into northern Labrador from northern New England. So getting a look at what's happening now across the province, things are quiet on the island. Temperatures are still cold. They will surge overnight into the teens for most of us, and they'll actually hang there through the day tomorrow on the Avalon, but fall back to the single numbers for central and western Newfoundland by afternoon. We see some rain working its way onto the southwest coast. That just spreads to the north and east, I should say. As we head into the rest of the day and this evening, it looks like the rain will hold off on the Avalon Peninsula until mainly overnight. Into Labrador. Now, mind you, there's no radar in Labrador, but we are seeing snow from Churchill Falls back through Labrador City, and that will just advance right toward the coast as the day rolls along. But a changeover will take place as well. The reason is we have this area of low pressure here in upstate New York. We have the warm sector out ahead of it. All those warm readings in the Maritimes headed to Newfoundland tonight. But that low is actually going to track. Let's see if I can find the old drawing mechanism here. The low is here. It's going to track kind of like that over the next 24 to 36 hours or so, which means Newfoundland stays on the warm side, as does Labrador, which means even Labrador will see a change to rain after the initial burst of snow this afternoon into this evening. Could be as much as 5 or 10 centimeters in a lot of locations. So far as the webcams go in Labrador to prove it's snowing, Wabush snowing heavily right now. And as we look back toward Churchill Falls, we're also seeing snow, although it's not as heavy, but the road is definitely covered. Still dry in Goose Bay, but the snow will be advancing as we head into this afternoon toward the Labrador Coast and the Lake Melville area. Weather alerts, rainfall warnings for the entire southern coastline of Newfoundland for tonight into tomorrow morning. Also a wreck house wind warning in place for the Channel Port aux Basques area, as wreck house winds will gust to 130 kilometers per hour or close to it this afternoon and this evening in strong southeasterly winds. Winds will back off there by tomorrow morning. As far as the forecast goes, this is what it looks like at 12:30 this afternoon. And as you can see, snow across Labrador, still quiet on the island. This is the RDPS model's interpretation of rain, mix, and snow. As we head into 3:30 this afternoon, we can see the rain working its way toward the west coast. Maybe a brief mix of rain and snow in the high elevations of the long-range mountains. Rain, snow changing to rain in western Labrador as warm air surges up from the south. And as we go into 6:30 this evening, we see rain across most of Newfoundland, still holding off on the Avalon. Rain line now working toward Happy Valley Goose Bay. And as we go into 9:30 in the evening, now that low is in western Labrador. Rain across most of Newfoundland, coming down heavily. That snow line pushing offshore now in Labrador. And as that low works toward the coast of Labrador tonight and into early Friday morning, now this is 9:30 Friday morning, we are seeing rain still across most of Labrador. We are seeing showers across the island, still some heavier rain across the Burin and Avalon peninsulas, and it looks like that will taper to showers finally by about lunchtime tomorrow. But as that low pulls away, we will also see rain changing back over to snow in Labrador, and this low is going to go nowhere in a hurry, so the northern Labrador coast may actually pick up quite a bit of snow beginning Friday afternoon into Saturday. So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on that as we head into tomorrow and Saturday. And temperatures are going to stay warm on the Avalon tomorrow, but they fall back in the evening as the cold front clears and winds come in from the west, ushering in that very, very cold Arctic air once more. So far as rainfall goes, in the next, well, I guess we'll call that 24 hours, you can see that red there along the south coast. That's 40 to 50 millimeters. On the Avalon Peninsula, looks like closer to 40 millimeters or 20 to 40 millimeters. And in St. John's and the Metro, looks like 10 to 20 millimeters, but don't be surprised if we see more. But it looks like all of us have a chance to at least see 20 millimeters of rain at the least before we're all said and done with this, which will not be until Friday afternoon. In Labrador, we will see snow initially, but that changes to rain even in the west, and even for most areas, actually, which is, I guess, characteristic for this time of year. It looks like a solid 10 or 20 millimeters after we see that initial burst of snow. How much snow are we talking about by tomorrow morning? Most of this, again, falls today. Well, it looks like between Goose Bay, Churchill Falls, back through Labrador City and Wabush, looks like a solid 5 or 10 or 15 centimeters of snow before that changeover does happen. So that is kind of the gist of what's going on. The other aspect of it is going to be some very strong winds, which will develop this evening In the Wreck House area, this is the European model showing wind gusts to 50 or 55 knots, which is over 100 kilometers per hour. Again, we're talking about 120, 130 in the Wreck House area. And those gusty winds, which you see there right there, 50, 55 knots, so gusting close to 100 kilometers per hour, work their way across southern and eastern Newfoundland as we head into this evening and tomorrow morning. Still gusting the Burin and Avalon peninsulas, again close to 100 kilometers per hour. And it looks like those winds will finally begin to back off as we head into Friday evening. So trick-or-treaters, well, if you're going to be heading out, going to be rather gusty. Also in Labrador, notice this low here off the Labrador coast, 956 millibars by tomorrow evening at 9:30. Very strong winds on the backside of that, helping to blow some of that falling snow around, because by this time we'll be seeing more snow than rain in western Labrador with gusts close to 100 kilometers per hour. We'll also be seeing gusts in western Newfoundland Friday afternoon, close to 100 kilometers per hour as well, especially in the long-range mountains and especially right along the immediate coast, particularly probably the Port-au-Port Peninsula, Bay St. George area, so also keep that in mind. And as that low begins to pull away as we go into Saturday morning, the winds will relax on the island but will persist on the coast of Labrador, where we could see some significant snowfall in that time frame as well, as that low just kind of stalls out. So that was a bit of a rundown as to what we can expect really over the next 24 to 36 hours. So rain, snow, and wind for Newfoundland and Labrador. I'll have your full forecast, as always, coming up on the evening news hour between 6 and 7, first edition, between 5:30 and 6, all on NTV. Facebook updates, meteorologist Eddie Shear, Twitter updates at Eddie Shear, and don't forget, our weather photo contest is still going on. NTV's weather photo contest is back and even better. 2 chances to win each night. Simply email your photo to weatherphotocontest@ntv.ca. If we air your photo, you automatically qualify to win a 2016 Subaru Crosstrek from Capital Subaru. We also have a Honda snowblower to give away from Budgell Sports and Marine in Triton. 2 great prizes, 2 chances to win each weeknight on NTV First Edition and the NTV Evening News Hour. NTV's weather photo contest from Capital Subaru and Canada Superstation NTV.